got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I 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 got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Good evening. Welcome back once again to Cinema Synergy. Coming at you live from the Brazil Craft Beer and Wine Lounge down here in lovely Jamestown, New York. I almost said that with a straight face. Tonight we're doing something different. This is our very first viewer request. Shout out to Chris. We're going to be talking about 2006's Southland Tales, written and directed by Richard Kelly. Long may he suffer.
It's not that bad.
Also on the docket, we have a pitch by Doug, our cameraman. And I think that's really all we've got going for tonight. There wasn't strong enough feelings for a Silver Drink Showdown. So, anybody want to give a rundown of what the movie was? Actually, the pitch first.
I can do the pitch. I'm actually going to pass this over to you.
Oh.
And do we have a timer?
My phone's charging, but let me grab it.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll just go.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
All right.
We'll do it live. Thank you.
The movie I'm pitching is 2005's The Promise, which is an epic fantasy. It is a Asian film. The story is about a starving girl who tricks a boy for food, runs away and encounters a goddess who offers her a luxurious life and to become the most beautiful woman in the land. However, she will never find love. Fast forward to the future, a general defeats an army of barbarians with a bunch of slaves, and this one slave can run really, really fast. During the fight, he ends up injured, and he commands this one slave, who can run super fast, to don his armor and save the king. Slave doesn't know who the king is. The king will be the one without the weapon. So he goes, he rides into the kingdom, and the king is with this girl, threatening her with a sword. So he comes in, kills the king, saves the girl. So everyone's after this general guy because he just murdered the king. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to throw myself off this waterfall here and whatnot. So he does.
That's awesome.
General finds him, calls him like a freaking moron for killing the king and whatnot. But he's like, well, you saved this girl, so I'm just going to kind of go with it. And they end up, living in the wilderness and whatnot. And eventually they track him down and they're discovered and put on trial. And there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of fantasy element to it. There's time travel, immortality. It's a great movie, and I just don't want to give too much away. But this movie didn't get very good reviews, but I enjoyed it. It is a foreign film, so the dubbing is it's
Was
okay.
it funny at least? The dubbing, not the film itself.
So using the timer on the computer, you're up.
Alright. I totally watched it.
That's time. All
That
right.
sounds badass, actually. I definitely like those.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
What are you good at? I'm
descriptions
good at running.
Right.
You have me at really fast
Running
pace.
fast.
Yeah, he is. That's his big claim to fame.
That's fine, but
he
the way you
runs.
phrase that was a little bit.
I definitely like fucking crazy epic Chinese battle movies. Like a ton of like weird intrigue and kings bullshit like that.
When we were
Awesome.
doing foreign films, if my rotation came up, I was gonna suggest this movie to watch.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I guess we're on to the bread and butter of the episode.
Right.
The meat and potatoes. Once again, this is going to be Southland Tales from 2006, written and directed by Richard Kelly, much better known for his work on Donnie Darko in 2001.
I actually like Donnie Darko less.
I like them more.
Really?
Nice. It is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Cult
I
classic.
digress. Yeah.
And this movie gets a lot of hate. Not just from me, like in general. Like
It grossed less than $1 million.
Yeah, like that. It was box office poison. It debuted at the Cannes Festival in 2006. It averaged 1.1 out of 5. But it did well enough that Sony picked it up. So,
Right.
and there's actually some story behind that. Mr. Kelly submitted it to the Cannes Festival, not expecting anybody to pick it up. because he was still in the middle of editing and everything. So what he submitted was mostly raw footage. And Cannes Festival went, we're going to take this and we're going to show it anyway. Oh,
It is a pretty film.
Yeah,
It is a
well
very
shot.
pretty film.
Yeah,
So Chris has chimed in.
Yep.
He likes Southland Tales more than Donnie Darko, but he likes them both.
Nice.
They're both good.
Agreed.
This movie actually brought home $250,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
It did very, very poor.
So what we can say about this movie is it's got soul,
But it's
but it's not a soldier.
Oh my God, Greg! That was
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to the musical number.
The highlight of the
Yeah.
movie, also the what the fuck
Right.
just happened.
I do love it.
Part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtitle for this movie. What the fuck did I just watch? This is billed as this can't make us up of mind where it is. It's a comedy, mystery, sci-fi thriller.
Right.
That's how they bill it.
It's all of it.
It's not really a thriller. I didn't.
No,
think
it's
it was
not
a
thriller.
I didn't
Not
find it
particularly
thrilling.
thrilling.
I think thrilling. I'm thinking something more psychological, like Manhunter,
Or even Blade Runner would
Yeah.
be a sci-fi thriller, maybe, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's watching it today too. It's not really too sci-fi either.
No.
Like
I mean, there's some
It kind of
there's some-
it predicted some things that are going on currently geopolitically, like
Yeah.
the UK is going for a complete control of the internet in the UK right now. So it's like, hey, you might not have been that far off, but different country there, bud.
And UK kind of has that also, the Big Brother cameras on all things.
And they definitely do piss on the 24-hour news cycle and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
fucking bullshit,
All
which
the-
is cool. I love that.
No, it's,
I love
that thing was
Yeah.
cancer.
Right.
My train of thought. Part of the problem that a lot of people don't like this movie is it's really confusing to try to figure out what's going on. Part of the reason for this, well, I think the reasons for this are twofold, and this is mostly my opinion. The first one is he's trying really hard to be Donnie Darko again, and it doesn't work so well.
That makes sense. I mean, even with time travel,
Yeah.
and all the stuff like that.
Fourth dimension stuff that he
Right.
rips right from A Wrinkle in Time and so on. But the other part is this movie came out right in the big boom of multimedia, cross media, all this kind of stuff going on. Like if anybody remembers when Cloverfield was coming out, they had all of the released footage going on, all the website stuff was going nuts,
Old ARG
all the
stuff.
ARG stuff and all
I
that.
fucking hate that movie. Cloverfield. I don't know.
Terrible movie.
I like the original Cloverfield, but I like
Really?
10 Cloverfield
That
better.
one's
But
awesome.
what went on with this one, and a lot of astute viewers who may have seen the movie might have noticed that it's divided into 3 chapters, but it starts on chapter 4. That's because yeah, they pull a fucking Star Wars. That's because there were 3 full-length graphic novels, like 90 to 130 page graphic novels that came out that are the prologue, the prequel to the movie that explain what's going on. And on top of that, they had this huge website for the movie that was interactive and had the ARG stuff going on. It had snippets of story and everything else. And that doesn't exist anymore. So there's a whole bunch of story that's just inaccessible to the contemporary viewer.
Right.
So they just get to see chapters 4, 5, and 6. Try to figure out what's going on from there.
The first time I tried to watch this movie, anecdote, was about probably 8 years ago. I just came back drunk from hanging out with you at
Gotta make it worse.
No good ideas come from drinking with me, or
Right.
only the best.
right?
This was probably the no.
Right? I got home at 3 o'clock in the morning, like we did, you know?
Yeah, that was about normal.
And this happened to me a lot back in the day. I'd get home and I'd be like, well, crap, I'm not very tired. I'm going to watch a movie, you know? And I was going through Netflix and Southland Tales was there. And the first time I tried to watch it, I had no fucking clue. Because I couldn't concentrate. I was having that, the visual, kind of shudder thing going on because I was that wasted. Right?
Tequila
I was like-
slammers do that.
Yeah, I was looking up at the ceiling, and I was having a hard time, getting around the pacing of the film because it starts out real slow. I mean, it starts out
slow, it goes fast, then it goes
Right.
slow, then it goes fast, and then
For
everything.
2.5 hours it does this.
right. It starts out nuclear explosions, and I was like, holy shit, awesome. I'm awake for all this, and then it's and then it just goes real slow. There's so I fell asleep about probably half an hour into the fucking thing. Like right when Stifler, fucking guy, the cop guy. Yeah, he was in American Pie. Like right when he falls into the dumpster. I can't remember my first viewing after that, right? And then I tried to pick it up the next day, and I watched it, and I liked it. You know, because I could actually focus, and it was fine. Right, and then this time around, I also liked it. Like it. But, you know, that's my little anecdote about the first time.
Okay, Chris says he thinks the pacing's designed to make you feel paranoid like Boxer.
Okay, well,
That makes sense.
That may be the intent. It actually made me feel sleepy.
Even then, like with all the switches to other characters, it wouldn't really work that well for it. But, like switching that, I forget what the
I got
Roland.
Yeah, I got a definite feeling that it was like he was trying to film a comic book and just have the guy on the mounted, what was it, the minigun or whatever, sniper gun.
Like,
Oh yeah, the frickin' turret.
Yeah, that was a cool
He was
device.
sort of like the narrator would be like if this was a comic book, the boxes that are explaining what's going on in the frame.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling I got was they were really trying to go for this being.
Which I guess is ripped from Starship Troopers, but I can't remember that part of Starship Troopers. I was looking this up.
Not
you know, I was
the
looking up for
movies that
stuff.
you hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not. I've watched that movie repeatedly.
Like all the
It's a
weird
guilty pleasure.
Right? Like all the weird screens and shit showing
Yeah.
like different stuff in the beginning.
Yeah, it's kind
Oh,
of
that has to do with the war propaganda
Right.
aspects of it, but
I don't remember that at all. from
almost
Starship
everything in this movie is borrowed.
that's
from
whenever
something
they like.
else.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah. They got that bit from Starship Troopers. There's like they spend a disordinate amount of time quoting T.S. Eliot.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. You can never spend too much time quoting
No,
T.S.
it's Robert
Eliot.
Frost.
Robert Frost.
Stay
was
pure,
Robert-
pony boy. Stay
Were they
pure.
quoting T.S. Eliot
Some
too?
of it
I
was
missed
T.S.
that.
Eliot.
Yeah.
T.S. Eliot, they were quoting the Wasteland. They were like
No, the Hollow Man.
The Hollow Man. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I only caught
Yeah.
the Frost.
Yeah, there was a lot of
The
Frost.
whole, like-
There's a lot of T.S. Eliot.
This is the way the world ends. That's from the Hollow Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
okay.
for the whimper.
Isn't that called the Wasteland? I could swear.
It's from the Wasteland. The poem is the Hollow Man.
Okay. The book is the Wasteland. All right.
The collection is.
Fair enough.
And yeah, but yeah, it spent a lot of time doing that, and a lot of Easter eggs to other things and so on. Like
Right.
the weird sequence where Boxer's walking down the boardwalk on the beach with a six-pack, just holding up his.
I love
Fucking love that
It's like that's like a toss back to his days as a professional wrestler.
Do you guys want to do like a quick play-by-play? Because obviously only us and Chris have seen this movie.
What I'm wondering is,
No,
like,
let's not torture anyone else.
does this movie have a central like plot? Is there like one goal that we can say everyone in this movie is moving towards from like one direction or another?
Elon Musk wants to take over the world and end humanity.
Okay.
No, he wants to smash capitalism. Were you not listening in the last 15 minutes?
Those two are one and the same.
That was my primary
Ooh.
problem was like I was having trouble identifying the central plot. You know, there's supposed to be like a central, like there's a problem.
It's
There's
like
a problem.
the-
Like there were like 10 problems.
The problem is they fucked up the world with that machine, and nobody
Yeah.
didn't tell anyone.
The stand-in for like, because at that point it was 2006. Elon Musk wasn't famous yet, but I'm
Right.
using him now for a contemporary.
He's a very musky sort of fucking character.
this is very Elon Musk-esque, like
No one can resist because Musk.
the Baron.
Yeah.
This Elon Musk-esque like innovator has come up with this device that will create unlimited energy, which Trav pointed out when we were watching. It's based off a design by Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Except Tesla stuff traveled through the ground.
Yeah. No, this was this was an incomplete design by Tesla that he started playing with for tidal power.
Oh, nice.
That they kind of hand-wave completed for the sci-fi effects
Right.
to make the tidal wave generator to make green energy to break America's oil dependence during this World War III thing that you
because
mentioned.
at this point we're in a resource crunch.
Right. But it fucking breaks the ocean. Like, nobody thought about that. Fracking, anyone? Anyway, that's me being a hippie. But,
Yeah.
Robert.
But it has this machine that will free the world's energy problems. Also, it has the side effects when used on people that it's brought up repeatedly that so many soldiers were used in experiments. Also, his machine has created the problem of carrying a rift in the fourth dimension
creating a whole entire space about a meter wide.
Yeah, large enough to throw a human in. Monkeys don't survive.
Because they don't have a powerful soul. That's awesome. I love that. That's like the.
Yeah.
That's
where it got weird.
But
That's some
everyone's story,
neo-Platonist animation
disjointed story that's going on. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Stifler. Because I cannot remember that man's name.
Sean William Scott.
Yeah,
Sean
he's
William Scott.
Stifler.
Right.
This is all
From
because
now on,
they had
so we know
anything
Stifler.
to do with that project. And it's going to cause the end of the world. And here's how it's going to happen in 3 days.
Right.
Chris said there are quite a few good one-liners. All the Pilgrims did was ruin American Indian orgy freedom.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's porn star line.
I love her in this movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with teen horniness.
And there isn't.
I mean, she was
Until Jason wakes up, then
Right.
you've got a problem.
Yeah.
Wrong
you gotta
movie,
fucking
wrong
deal with
movie.
teen horniness.
That movie needs to cross over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird how much this movie deals with late '90s douche culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, 2000 political climate.
Yeah, definitely. Because
Well, according to interviews and stuff, this was originally meant to be all about late 90s douche culture and the douche culture of Hollywood in general.
right.
And just like what's going on there. And then as he was in the middle of writing the script, 9/11 happened. And he went, oh, we need to start talking about national security and liberty and freedom and civil rights too.
Right.
And that all got shoehorned in.
That was the best answer I could think
US
of for
side.
why there were the weird collection of actors, because like I was trying to figure out if there's like if this is like some, and I asked him,
I love
is this
that.
a film technique to have like this many weird actors together in a movie? Is it like supposed to create a specific mood or something? Cause like
It can.
It was done
But when-
specifically.
But when you explain to me like how they chose the actors, that makes sense. Because I'm looking at John Lovitz playing a cop, and like John Lovitz
One
is
of
not
the
a cop.
things that they did is they wanted to take actors that were shoehorned in specific roles. Pigeonholed. And then they wanted to swap them. That's why you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing this kind of meek guy that whenever something bad's going on, he's going,
He's twitchy, he's fidgety, he's nervous. It's fantastic, and it really
you
shows.
have Sarah Michelle Gellar playing the vapid airhead porn
Who's
star.
a psychic.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the choices, like all of the actor choices were super weird. And it was like, it was distracting
Kevin
to me.
Smith
and it was
is the
also,
wizard.
Right.
Yeah, Kevin Smith. What is he doing? Yeah, like all.
I didn't even recognize him. His beard and his
Yeah.
fucking,
Beard and all the makeup.
crazy makeup. Yeah, I was like, that sounds a lot like fucking Kevin Smith. Is he in this
Absolutely
movie?
Kevin Smith.
I don't know.
And Bai Ling's making out with that one dude.
Oh, yeah.
From Princess Bride. What's his name? That actor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he-
inconceivable.
See the
Yeah.
guy?
Vizzini, whatever the actor's name is, yeah. Who's usually like this really squirrely, weird, little smart, crafty, I've got 6 million plots going on kind of guy. And instead he's this like David Bowie one.
David
Like,
Bowie
Ron
meets
super
Elon
villain.
Musk.
With the lady from fucking Poltergeist, like the weird, tiny, spooky midget lady from Poltergeist, saying a bunch of crazy
She
shit. all
was
the
still
time.
pigeonholed
Oh,
though.
yeah, she definitely was
Yeah.
pigeonholed. So was John Larroquette. He was like a sleazy
Yeah.
comedy, evil politician guy. Like, yeah. You know,
There's only so many molds you can break.
Amy
Right.
Poehler too. Like I felt like, I mean, she was kind of supposed to be like a sort of serious character, but then there's this scene where her and the guy who was playing her husband, I don't know that actor.
Oh, they got killed.
Well, they're pretending to have domestic violence. You know, they're trying to
So
have
they
an
can fake their
argument.
own deaths on live camera
Right.
to turn around and blackmail a senator into
Voting against Proposition 69.
voting against Proposition 69, which involves an identification act where everybody has to carry around biometric ID at all times.
Which is still
That was one
terrifying.
of the funniest scenes in the whole movie. Like they're just freaking
And then
out.
John Lovitz
He's like,
walks in.
"Woo!"
John Lovitz just walks in and mows everyone down. It's just like, wow. That was John Lovitz. What the hell just happened?
she's like, his dick was 20 inches long, and the guy's just like, fuck! Oh my god! He can't even say anything.
He's like throwing a tantrum.
My whole thing
so good.
is, I do not have any character in this movie that I can associate with or latch onto as a main character. It's like straight up,
Makes
like,
sense, yeah.
okay, we have neo-Marxists. am I supposed to be rooting for these guys? Because I've read enough to know I am not rooting for these guys.
I also read enough to know that what they were doing had absolutely nothing to do with Marxist or communist.
That's consistent with neo-Marxists.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, now we have the government. I am not rooting for these guys.
Right.
Hey, we have random people being idiots.
Nope.
I'm not rooting for them ever. Will they all die? Please let them die.
Like, your best bets in looking for a protagonist, let alone a hero in this movie, is either Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character, Boxer, or Santos,
Or Stifler.
or Stifler. That's it. Those are your choices.
Those are pretty much
I was
the
hoping
characters
they
they
don't
did.
die.
I mean,
They did, technically. I am happy with this.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of rooting for Christopher Lambert for most of it.
Nice.
Okay, no, I'm totally behind
fucking
Christopher
Highlander,
Lambert because that was just pure Shadowrun.
Fuck yeah.
Driving around in an ice cream van, selling guns.
And then kidnapping someone. Like,
That is just Shadowrun.
for maybe profit at a later point.
That and deciding we were going to rip an ATM out via chains and take it to Mexico.
Fuck yeah.
That is just
That's
pure
what this movie was. This
Shadowrun.
was Shadowrun, the movie.
It kind of was. In like
Here's
a lot of
all the
ways.
shit that's going on outside of the group's knowledge.
Right.
And here's you guys being psychotic assholes stealing ATMs.
Fucking
And
idiot.
there's just so much subtle shit going on in the background. Like, very briefly, if you notice on the cop cars, they have a Latin phrase on it.
Oh yeah.
From
Odorant
Caligula.
doesn't
Caligula's
mention it.
right.
It's a quote from Caligula. It's "Let them hate so long as they fear."
Right.
Like, well, that's prophetic.
That's awesome.
We have the largest riot since 1992.
Rodney
Right.
King.
I rate Chris. I mainly rooted for the three main characters: Boxer, Krista, and Roland. Both of them. Which,
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty much it too.
I was totally Team Van guy.
I will root for
Team
Boxer
Van
and for Roland at a later
Well,
date,
this case, Team
but I will root for
Van
Krista
guy.
now.
Team Van guy was wild.
That's awesome.
Guy who hit Bella with a van.
Right.
There were just so many like little things and major things too that just kind of made me chuckle. Like the name of the DVD, which was what was it?
UPU2.
No, not that DVD.
Oh, I think it's a DVD.
Oh, the
I was
DVD.
thinking-
Oh yeah.
What because cock guzzlers or something?
Oh, DVD.
Cock chuggers.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Two.
Are you Deep Throat 2.0? No, I wasn't in that film.
right. That was hilarious. That's very like this director though, because Donnie Darko's like got that whole table scene. How does one suck?
There were a
Fuck.
ton of
Like,
hidden Donnie Darko posters and references throughout this film.
Nice.
He's trying to beat us over the head with, "Hey, remember Donnie Darko? You guys all loved that. It was a cult classic. Love this. Please love me. Make me
Right.
relevant again."
One of the things that came up was the neo-Marxists, for being this counter-revolutionary group, or counterculture revolutionary group.
Really just useful idiots.
Yes, they're useful idiots, and they're disposed of as such.
But I think
But
that's
they
the-
suck at hiding in an information state at all of their hideouts. Posters of Karl Marx everywhere.
There's
Like,
a drop in the bathroom.
yes, they feed the whole. It's like you are asking for an information state. Just go, oh, this place has a lot of pictures of Karl Marx. Yes, and a strike team.
Which is what they do.
And it plays out as you expect.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone gets murked.
So good.
I
And
have to go
this,
look up the picture of the vortex from Trav.
this movie
yeah.
also had 2 musical numbers in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 awesome musical
Yeah,
numbers.
they're awesome.
And
Well,
one
the
of
first-
them is a soldier.
Right? But it doesn't.
Who wants to touch that? I really don't want to.
Not going near that with a 10-foot pole.
Okay, so the one with Justin Timberlake and the blonde girls in the nurse outfits.
So
I like he's doing drugs and he's a war veteran and he's clearly like gone through some really bad
got
stuff.
shot in the
And
face.
I saw that as kind of like an acting out of PTSD. I don't know, that's my theory about it, is that I saw a lot of that in this movie, of like, war veteran PTSD sort of.
It would cover one of the 2 triggers of PTSD being either having inhuman actions placed upon you or acting inhumanely in a way that your psyche can't handle.
Yeah.
So the whole friendly fire incident would definitely just like, this is not how people act.
Yeah.
Right. That fucks Stifler up, and also the victim of Stifler, which is fucking
Like
Justin
Stifler,
Timberlake.
it's like it's him as the actor.
There's a guy who would like never do that, and like that's kind of like a split. Like
this would never happen to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's the guy who totally did that, and he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an awesome scene though, and it
It
comes
is
out of
an awesome
nowhere, which I
scene.
love.
I will always associate the song with this movie whenever I hear it. It was his drug dream after he just used the blood red fluid karma.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like,
If you use
he's
the red,
self-medicating
you
for
see
something
God.
though. I don't know, like the neck drugs in
That
this
is
movie.
a common
Drugs,
thing
yes.
with PTSD
Yeah.
is medication
Self-medication.
to try to either make it go away or at least make sense of it.
Still
Right.
blows my mind that Moby did the score for this thing.
Yes, he did.
That's why it's so disjointed.
Oh man.
That's why the Pixies song and it sounded like shit because it was a movie.
No, it could have been worse. We could have
Yeah, it
had Big
did
Mouth
sound
5.
it
That is true. No, we couldn't have. I don't think they were around.
Yeah. Okay, we could have had Daft Punk.
Oh, fuck.
That would have actually been an improvement.
Maybe.
And then we also had the national anthem performed by Rebecca Del Rio.
Right.
Yeah.
Which my first exposure to her was actually last week on Twin Peaks.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you never seen
Mulholland
Mulholland
I
Drive?
have not.
Oh, nice.
And was it like
She's
the
way
first-
better than that.
Was it like the first verse of the national anthem sung in French?
Maybe
French or in
we
Spanish?
annexed Canada.
Maybe.
Maybe it was Spanish though.
Before we started filming, I was talking to Heidi, and she had a point that I was going to bring up, and I can't remember what it was. You?
Was it about the actors? Because we already touched
No, it
on
was
that.
something. It was before. That's what led into the actors.
What?
No.
Typecasting.
No. I don't remember.
If it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the movie was just me going down a checklist of how quickly can we go from technological innovator to Bond supervillain.
Really quickly. That's how
Yeah, as soon as we like cut the man's hand off, it's like, okay, you're a Bond supervillain now.
It's like bronze it and put it on a cheap plaque.
Obviously, your lawyers didn't read the 6-inch clause.
Right.
I thought it was French or Italian, but it was definitely some other language.
Yeah, I think it was Spanish.
I feel like.
It's
It
a
is
romance
Rebecca.
language.
Yeah, it's a
What
little
does that
kind
like?
of, when you sing them, they kind of blend. Like, yeah. I mean, like this movie.
I like Zeppelins.
I like it. I like this movie a lot.
Right?
Like,
That was it. You said it felt like Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I've not
It reminded
watched
me of
Sucker
Sucker
Punch.
Punch.
don't worry about Sucker
yeah.
Punch.
Okay.
Yeah. But like,
I
it's
saw the parody of it.
nice. The porn parody.
Were there any others?
There's
Malice
not
and La La
nowhere
Land.
near the amount of musical acts as Sucker Punch. Like Sucker Punch is like half sung. But
The parts
you
that
have
aren't
to-
sung are basically action movie or music video.
Yeah, but it just, I don't know, it had a similar feel
Yeah.
to me. I don't know who directed Sucker Punch, Dwayne.
I have no idea.
fucking the guy who directed 300 and Watchmen and like the crappy Batman
Alan
versus Superman.
Moore.
Alan Moore's a guy who wrote them.
Yeah, I know. That's
yeah.
why I said not Alan Moore because he wanted nothing to do
I
with
can't remember
it.
his name
Yeah.
because
Sucker Punch is one of those good movies you only want to watch once.
yeah, if you watch it more than once, you get
That's how I
real
felt.
embarrassed.
That
and I
means by nature
Yeah.
it's not a good movie. If it's a good movie, I want to watch it
Yeah.
again and again. Like
Right.
fucking
Hard boiled.
Hard Boiled,
That's-
A Better Tomorrow 2. Whenever I see that movie, it's like this is shadow on the movie.
Sucker
The
Punch.
Wraith.
Sucker Punch was
No,
a collection
The
of
Wraith is not a good
fantastic
movie. It's a great movie.
scenes that, when put together as a whole, turned into a steaming pile of manure.
Proof that a movie is not the sum of its
Not a big
parts.
fan of it, but it just reminded me of this movie, so.
And this movie was long. Like, it was really
It was
long.
2.5
and
hours.
slow.
2.5 hours from the cut Trav and I watched, and then had the little inner breaks of chapter 4.
Right.
But yeah, like it had a
Zack
very
Snyder.
slow start.
Yeah.
Didn't he have something to do with like the Superman movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he directed the terrible ones.
Yeah.
He can go suck a fuck.
All
How
of
does one suck a
All of the
First
worst.
of all, you get emotions like this.
all of the worst DC films have sex.
balls.
Greg, that is on the internet forever.
Don't forget the balls, Greg.
We were sucking a powerful fuck. When you're sucking a less powerful fuck, then you grab the balls.
And then you tase them and yell, "It's Cindy with."
Oh my god.
God.
Like, hi, third wave. No, I'm not going there. I'm not
Nobody
going there.
rocks
I'm
the
not
cock.
going there.
Is
Yeah.
like there's so many good fucking lines in this movie.
Yeah.
And, like,
Crazy.
as soon as I saw that group, I'm just like, I hope you all die.
Right?
And they did. With the exception of possibly the one with the shotgun during the riot scene. We don't know if she died.
Right.
But the rest of that group, they're dead.
Well, considering the police officers were marching in with their military gear and just mowing down everything.
In 2006.
I'm guessing that she didn't make it.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I mean, we did also have a flying ice cream truck, so weirder shit could happen.
That's got to be a Repo Man reference, I would
Gotta be.
imagine, because they fly away in the car at the end.
Yeah.
Like nobody
So,
cares about that with me.
There's so many weapons there. I'm just watching this movie. I'm sitting there going like, oh, and that is a Glock 18.
Right.
Ooh, that is from Syria. That's a Stinger missile launcher.
So, what did everyone feel about the ending to the movie?
The last 30 minutes were just what the fuck.
Like, as Chris pointed out, everyone died once the fourth dimension collapses.
Maybe, I guess.
It's
What
not even
happens?
clear that happened.
Right.
It's just the movie ends.
Right. And also, what the hell happens when the fourth dimension collapses? Does it kill you?
Well, it depends. Does your calculation take in for compensation of the curvature of space?
It does, because I understand the curvature.
Then finish the calculation and you'll know.
So no, it doesn't. I think it.
If you don't, it does. If you do, it doesn't.
Because time's fake anyway. So it's all happening at once, and we just perceive it in a string of events because of our brains. So
I want to know why Jesus showed up on the back of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's shirt.
that was
Because
awesome.
he had a Jewish star on his abdomen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, Jesus
supposed
was
to
a
be-
Jew.
Huh?
Jesus was a Jew.
No, that's.
Well, but
Boxer is supposed to be some sort of a misunderstood messianic character.
Okay.
Notice
He also had Buddhist-style writings on
he
his
came
chest.
out of the desert after wandering. He's delivering a message, a prophecy of the end times. And you may or may not have caught that after, after the other guys, the Roland finds himself, when
And then Charlemagne tells him to go conquer Saxony?
Boxer's trying to get
Powerful.
everybody to evacuate to the back of the Zeppelin to get them away from the explosion so they might stand a chance of surviving or something. And after it's very clear that that's not going to happen, he steps to the front of the stage and assumes a crucifix pose, and there's light coming from behind the
And
radio.
blood's coming off his back.
Yeah, and he's got stigmata going on. And earlier on in the movie,
He gets stigmata when he's fucking the porn
stigmata
star.
when he's fucking a
Yeah.
porn star.
I must have been in the bathroom at that
Yeah,
scene.
yes, you were. So Boxer is supposed to be a messianic Jesus figure throughout the entire film. He's even he's even betrayed by one of his friends. In case you didn't know,
And he also
he goes to
technically
that
died.
friend. Yeah, he
Came
goes to
back.
that friend on the boardwalk who,
yeah.
it was the guy, it was the fat bald guy whose name I didn't catch, who was helping
Yeah.
him out when he was living with porn stars.
Fortunio.
And Fortunio immediately turns Judas
One
on him.
name I remember.
He immediately turns Judas on him and turns him over to,
Yeah.
Not Elon Musk.
got him up to the
And that's
barrel.
also the only time that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson takes off his shirt in this entire movie, which is
And then the
really,
shotgun is aimed at him.
Right.
really unfortunate. Like,
Fucking
if you're
tragic,
gonna put
really.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a movie, his shirt should be off 50% of the time, if not more. That is my belief.
You may want to rescind that statement in the past year and onward.
Never.
Chris, I don't know why, but I actually tear up when Erwin says his name is Officer Roland Taverner, my best friend, as a way of saying he forgave him for shooting him in the board. And the very last words of the movie, though, pimps don't commit suicide.
Well, that's 90s douche culture.
Yeah,
We just call
yeah,
himself
I know.
pimps and shit. Which is.
Big pimpin'.
Yeah. Pimps don't commit suicide.
That's taking me back to high school now.
Right?
No,
And I'm
It was
so
like,
glad I'm not there.
fucking pimps and hoes and
That
shit
whole
like that.
that whole line, that whole sequence was very clearly written by somebody in their 50s going, "Hello, fellow kids. This is how we kids speak today, right? Of course it is, kids. Like, you and I are all speaking this lingo because we are all kids and this is hip and we're
Because we
happening
are
right
the
now."
cool hacksaws.
Yeah,
Because
and
that's how we spoke in 1997 when we were like going to like stupid head shops and stuff. That's
no.
Yeah.
I was sure it was a head shop in my town.
Isn't there?
No! It's Spruceburg. It's permanently in the 1950s. We have a bowling alley.
Oh, you're telling me you were in high school.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you meant your town
We
now.
were permanently in the 1950s. The
Right.
premier fact was we had a bar, we had a town fair every couple of months,
Bowling
and we
alley.
had a bowling alley.
Well, what else do you need, really?
A head shop. But
Okay, so since I feel like we've been bringing up different directors.
Gun shop.
That like aside from this movie having a weird smattering of actors, he also seems to have been influenced by a few different directors.
Influenced, stolen from.
Right. Yeah. And so like
Imitation is the most sincere.
I almost wonder if he did that like really intentionally, like along with like including this, these weird actors who just don't go together. You don't put John Lovitz in a movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Sarah Michelle. It's just weird.
I might, but it would probably be a Disney film.
Yeah, and I feel like this is his like. It's experimental. It's definitely experimental.
Definitely felt like
I'm
somebody's
just
high
still
school film
picturing
project.
John
They just got way
Lovitz
too much
as
money
the,
thrown at it.
really creepy sexual harassment type guy.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, how do you want to come over to my place later this evening? This is how you end up before HR.
right. I just think of the critic we're going to see.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
But sometimes directors do these things and it works really well. They,
Right.
they borrow from other directors. They combine elements and it's wonderful. And it's really, it's good. There were aspects of it I loved. There were like parts of it that I'm like, this is freaking hilarious, or like this is really cool. But the majority of all together, it doesn't work together. It's like all these pieces that are really interesting, but when you put them all together, they don't quite mesh. So, and I don't know if that's like you say he was kind of rushed when he threw it in the cans, and I wonder if he was still rushed when it released on a wider market.
Well, when it got to the wider market after Sony picked it up, they went back and they reshot a few things. I forget exactly. I think he was talking about Stifler. They went back and did a bunch of stuff because he felt he misdirected him the first time around. So this has been through a couple of revisions.
And post-editing and everything.
Right. When studios get involved, it's never good, or generally never good, for like the cohesiveness of the movie.
It depends on the movie.
But no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Stifler. It was Timberlake that he went back and they redid it.
Right.
It depends on the movie. It's like freaking Blade Runner.
Yeah.
There's like 8 different cuts.
Right.
But there's a definitive cut where the studio says, no, this portrays the freaking movie because
Right.
Ridley Scott can't determine anything on his own, and he
Right.
doesn't even agree with the writer of the source material. So Ridley Scott can suck a dick.
Right.
A Philip K. Dick?
Suck a
Yes,
flag.
Ridley Scott can go suck Philip K. Dick's
That was
dick.
That was the other one. This thing had a
I mean,
ton of
technically
Philip
that's
K. Dick
necrophilia, but
Right.
So Chris said, at least I didn't recommend Interstate 60. That's even more of a trip on that.
I really like Interstate 60. I like this one as well.
it could have been even worse. You could have recommended Rubber.
I like Robert.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. It's about a killer tire.
Kind of. And there's all those people in the audience with the
Yes, and they get so invested in it too. I became invested in it.
Wait. It's not just a movie about a serial killer tire.
It's a movie.
It's a movie about a movie about a serial killer tire.
it's a movie about people in an audience watching a serial killer tire through
Okay.
binoculars. Yeah.
We are now at Mystery Science Theater 3000 level
Right.
of me approaching this movie.
But it's Magnet Pictures, the same people who did Hello with a Shotgun.
Yeah, but
I love about the shotgun.
that had Rutger Hauer, and
true.
she's a teacher.
You
Welcome
know,
to Fucktown.
these
Sons of Fucktown. Toss them in with the sodomites. Turn that whore into a baby factory.
Hobo with a Shotgun is a very quotable movie.
I just want to get a lawnmower in most people's lawns.
You know there are other lawns to mow. You know I'm really not a teacher, right?
God damn it.
That is an awesome movie.
I fucking love that movie. I like this movie as well. I mean,
Watch
then
out,
again,
or you just might end up like me. A hobo
with a shotgun. But I like this movie as well. Then again, I am entertained extremely by incoherent, weird bullshit in films. I love it when stuff's just kind of strung together and fucking strange. You know, like, particularly the part where The Rock, he escapes the scene of the crime, like, through that fog that's being generated by, like, the weird machine. And then he ends up at that fucking bookstore.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, with all these weird people, like, beckoning him and shit, and, like, giving, like, weird prophecies, including T.S. Eliot. That's, like, one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like Twin Peaks is all dicks in there, man.
This is gonna be the first movie I've seen by Lingen where she keeps her top on. It's amazing.
Sky Captain, World of Tomorrow.
And Wild Wild West too. But,
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah. Made that joke about East meets West.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I only saw that once.
And that was one time too many. I'm sure.
needs to be done.
Right?
But yeah, no, there are a lot of interesting visuals and cuts and everything. They're fine.
Yeah.
But those don't make up for an incoherent story that's difficult to follow.
Sure they do.
And
Why
bad
not?
pacing.
The pacing is bad. That's my
That was
one
my biggest
criticism
fault,
of
was
this
the
film.
pacing.
Is I do not
I didn't
enjoy
get
the
really interested in the movie until like the last 30, 45 minutes.
pacing. Right.
Like if I didn't need the past 2 hours to build up to understand what was going on right now.
I'll admit the pacing doesn't work in this movie.
Even then, the last 30 minutes, 2 hours previously, doesn't help you very much.
But, you know, all in all, like, the story's like a little incoherent, but it's not, you know, you can piece it together. It's just you have to think a tiny bit, like, throughout, you know, and it's fine, right? Yeah, it all works for me. Like, all the weird conspiracies and shit all come together, and they all have closure, which is cool. Like, everybody's, like,
It
fucking, like,
teaches you the one morality of the universe. In the end, we all die.
right? In the end, we all get shot. It doesn't matter who, you know. But like, and I like there is like social commentary in this that works better now than it did in 2006,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Because they were projecting this, like, this is a possible future. Like, no. This is kind of the future we're going towards.
Because like,
Ours
This
is
film
the
is
worst of
strangely-
all worlds.
right?
This film is strangely prophetic.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
it's
the
crazy.
information state would
Voltaire
be,
told me this is the best of all possible worlds, and you wouldn't lie.
Right? Because it's interesting now. So
No, but Descartes would go and remind you, there's the possibility Voltaire was being tricked by a very advanced demon.
and then Camus would remind you that it's all bullshit.
Camus would also talk about a game where men competed to kick an orb in between two sticks.
Right.
There was no point to it.
Right. The only thing we know is the game lasts
30 minutes.
30 minutes. There's a ball. The rest is theory.
Albert Camus, why did you have to die and start live?
Oh man. Anyway, but like, you know, like all the social commentary works better today. Like
yeah.
it's like different like weird extreme factions that are all being
We have
manipulated by rich
militarization of the
people
police.
to get fucked, and like, you know, they're all like, they think they're doing their own thing, but they're really working for all the people with the
The
money.
distraction with celebrity culture. Like,
Right.
here's what the Kardashians are doing.
Right.
Let's look at porn stars talking about social topics.
I
don't
love that.
care.
I love that commercial where the Hummer fucks that other car. That's so awesome. Yeah, like
We're all fucked. It's all bread and circuses
Right.
at this point.
Experts agree that the future is far more futuristic than originally believed.
Porn
Such
star
a good
comment of the day.
Oh my god.
And most porn stars that I follow are actually more intelligent than
Yeah, they got their shit going on.
they know marketing at least.
Right.
Well, clearly she did too. She had an energy drink. She had a TV talk show. She just cut a single on an album.
But she was low IQ.
Think about that. Think about 1998 and how many energy drinks just hit the market.
Monster and
Josta!
Amp.
Right.
Josta was the shit.
Josta,
Jolt
Amp,
Cola.
Yeah, Jolt was older. Jolt was like 80s.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
Joel was still
Red-
around.
Red Bull.
And it was always delicious. Red Bull.
I remember my first energy drink now.
When did you have it?
JCC when the Red Bull man showed up to gaming club.
Nice.
I didn't have to sleep that day.
I had actually never heard of this movie until Chris mentioned it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had neither. Yeah, this was like a total new thing for me.
And then I watched the trailer and I saw how many like celebrities, like actual big name ones. I'm like, how did I miss this movie? Well,
Yeah.
because it was a bad movie. That's exactly right.
It's like Solomon Kane.
I'm working on this
Oh,
hypothesis that the more big names there are in a movie, the
Well-
shittier it's going to be.
So there's no hope for Avengers Infinity War.
None.
Or, the Fast and the Furious series as a whole.
Right.
Fight me.
These two are willing to fight you.
Lost cause.
Oh, man.
No, like straight up. And
But it's the
despite-
forlorn hope.
des-
I'm never going to win. I'm never going
Despite
to.
what Ryan said after I subjected the group to nothing but trouble, if there is a week where we have to watch Fast and the Furious, I'm not showing up that day.
It's okay.
We'll have to come
I
up
have guns.
We'll have to
They're
come up
not
with
bringing me.
You'll never know the joy of Fast and Furiousness.
I have a buckshot shell that has the words F and F carved into it. That is my response.
That's all right.
We'll have to come up with a much more subtle revenge. For
Yeah,
not
maybe
being in
don't
trouble.
shoot anything.
Yeah.
Or
You don't have to
anyone.
watch it.
It's okay. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah. I know I'll never change your opinion. It's all right. I'm
She did.
fucking like it's a. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
It's
not
okay.
watching those
It's fine.
movies.
It's moot
Yeah.
at this point. It's okay.
Shane Diesel has the
Shit,
Shane Diesel. Shatting Diesel.
There's a fusion dance that you want to see.
That would be a cool
Thankfully,
name.
no one got know
Shane
what that
Diesel.
name was.
Vin.
Vin Diesel
Yeah.
has the acting quality of a deflated football.
Oh, come
Have you
on.
ever seen Chronicles of Riddick?
He was phenomenal in The Iron Giant.
He is.
He's the giant!
His best role was Groot.
Yeah, 3 lines.
He's pretty good at Groot.
Hogarth, I am not a gun.
Saving Private Ryan. It's pretty good. That.
Yeah, his good job was dying.
Right. True. But up until that point, it was all right. Whatever.
Hey, you know, Sean Bean does not have a monopoly on the market for
Right.
dying well. I mean,
I can't do it. I know I can't do it. It's a lost cause. It's okay. It's fine.
Don't tell Tyler you don't like Vin Diesel.
I will tell Tyler that I will go and tell him to go and dive into the underworld and revitalize his father if he has an issue with it.
Nice.
Fight the dragon of chaos.
Anyway, final thoughts?
This
I
is a
don't
bad
know, I mean-
movie.
it's starting to wrap up.
I did really like
I don't
it.
feel like I have anything else to add.
This is a bad movie.
We're segueing and digressing. Anything with
I'm
Chris?
hoping Vin Diesel will be in the upcoming D&D movie since he's been playing it since he was a
Yeah.
teen.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but from what I've heard of his games, his character sucks.
His character is Riddick, I guess.
No, his
It's the Last
character is the
Witch Hunter.
Last Witch Hunter.
The Last Witch
Oh,
Hunter.
really?
So the
That
Last
is
Witch
his
Hunter
character.
movie was actually written about what it was.
That's kind of a bummer. I
It
thought he
was,
wrote
it was
it.
a fan fiction, the movie.
There's a thing. There's a thing going around on YouTube where one of the celebrity channels got together a bunch of famous celebrities who are known D&D geeks, and they put together a D&D game for him to play, and they had like these big cushy thrones for him to sit in,
Nice.
and like they had all these graphics thrown up, so like when they roll the die, especially the die roll comes up on screen, and if it's a crit or a critical failure or critical success, the die bursts into flame, and it all looks like it's going to be great. But you're sitting there watching all of these people, particularly Vin Diesel, who has this reputation for being this great D&D are terrible. There's no role playing. There's no, it's literally everything that you do wrong when you're playing D&D. Okay, so I roll this number. Now I'm rolling these dice. I just did 20 damage. Okay, now it's your turn. No, describe the action or something.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's
It's like, okay, I'm switching to fighting defensively, and I'm going to use the shield blocks to parry their attacks
Right.
and strike
They
back
don't,
with
even
sword
have, they don't even
strikes.
have that much. It's more things like, okay, I'm going to switch to my shield.
Anyway.
I rolled 20.
Apparently, we don't have anything else to say about Southland.
Yeah.
Right?
My final thoughts is
Right.
I like the last 30, 40
I
minutes.
dislike the last 30 minutes.
This movie is strictly avoidable.
Yes.
Like there's
Wow.
there's
Agree
nothing
with
salvageable about this movie except for quotes and one-liners, and I'm sure you could get that by just like talking to people who actually enjoyed this movie.
I do have a final comment for this movie. If Heidi has anything else first.
Oh, yeah. I like this movie in pieces. As a whole, I found it confusing and just hard to keep with it. And maybe I just don't have a good attention. I think I have a very good attention span, though, actually. And it was hard for me to follow it. It was hard for me. I didn't grasp the character names, or like I wasn't able to like keep them in my head long enough to like when I saw them again to remember what they're doing. But I like the individual scenes of this. It is built in chapters. It's episodic, so I think maybe that was intentional to make it seem sort of disjointed. I don't know. I really think that the director was doing some very experimental things with this movie that I do not have the film intelligence to understand. So I think maybe that's why you like it so much.
I'd like to borrow a quote from, bastardize a quote, from the little-known classic film Plunkett and McClain. It looked fabulous, and it was a bloody good laugh. That's all I can say.
Just one more thing too, thanks Chris for recommending this because it definitely expanded my horizons. Because I don't think I ever would have watched it otherwise.
Yeah, thanks.
Could I watch it again?
I appreciate just the recommendation. So
Yes, we appreciate it, Chris.
You know, we never did talk about the second musical number.
Huh?
We spent some time on the first
Oh,
musical
yeah.
number. We never talked about the second one.
Yeah.
We talking about
We mentioned that she was singing in a different language, but that's about as far as it got.
right.
Okay, final verdict on this movie. I do believe it does not have soul, neither does it soldier.
Okay, I just got that out of my head.
The soldier.
That's the great
You're doing it all night.
All right. That was Southland Tales. Thank you once again, Chris, for the suggestion. Keep them coming. We are Cinema Synergy, and we are.
I will keep them suffering.